Oh, goodness. They said for me to wipe this stuff off first. Do I have any of my hair? No, I'm good. All right. I think I had one stuck here. Anyway. All right. Hi, I'm Cassie, and tonight I'd like to share with you some experiential ways to experience mindfulness. It won't be as cool as the starfish breathing or the taco breathing, but you can probably use it in your office, which might be a little more appropriate. And so the way I came about this practice, I think it's kind of funny. 20-some years ago, I was a human doer. Who's a human doer in this room? Yeah, okay, thank you. I'm among friends. But 20 years ago, I was seeing a therapist. Who's seen a therapist? Well, you don't have to raise your hand, but I'm a big fan of therapists. I still see a therapist once a month. I believe it. That's another conversation. But 20 years ago, I was seeing a therapist, and she basically said, I think you're wound a little tight. You might want to try therapy. No, try yoga. I tried therapy. She said, you might want to try yoga. And it was in that first class where, who's done yoga? Yay, all right, we've got some yogis in here. But in that 10 minutes, when you're in that shavasana, that relaxation place, I got cracked open. I found truly that place. That was my thing. And hopefully, some of these practices today, you'll find something that may become one of your things. So let's get started, because this is experiential. So I want you to all put your feet on the floor. Come to the edge of your seat. Yeah, we all have these excuses behind us. We're not going to use these today. We're actually going to practice. Hands on the knees, both feet are on the floor. And I want you just to notice, did your hands go down or did they go up? Neither are wrong. If they're down, maybe you're grounded. Maybe you need to be grounded. If they're up, maybe you're open-hearted, or maybe you need to be open-hearted. Nothing's wrong with either. I want you to close your eyes or gaze gently at the floor, whatever you're most comfortable with. And I want you just to feel your feet on the floor, the bend of your knee, the glutes on the seat, the strength of your spine. Draw the awareness to the tip of your nose. Just observe your breath. Take a big inhale through the nose, pausing at the top. Exhale through the mouth, sigh it out. Let your shoulders drop. One more time. Big, big inhale through the nose. Pausing at the top, let your belly open. Exhale through the mouth, sigh it out. And just notice. Gently open your eyes. So life comes at us in a variety of different ways. And it creates stress, right? We know that. But what this does to our body is, how many of you, when you're driving, you feel your fingers clench, or you may feel your belly tighten, or your chest tighten, you might feel it in your throat, or you're going to get that tension in your head. And what it does is physiological in that it starts to, our body constricts. How many of us hold our breath when we're sometimes in a frustrating situation? Or your breath oftentimes quickens. It speeds up your parasympathetic nervous system. It pushes us to our limbic brain as opposed to our contemporary, more in control brain, fight or flee, right? And literally, simply by going to the breath, you're able to find that crack. You're able to find that place of peace and slow down. So this is scientific. Not only is it potentially spiritual, but it definitely is a scientific basis. So here we go again. Close your eyes. Feet on the floor. Hands on the knees. And either you can be up and back against a seat, or you can have your spine just nice and tall, simply supported. I want you to imagine you have a string on top of your head, and that string is just gently getting pulled up. So you have a nice, tall spine. Draw the awareness to the tip of your nose. And just observe that breath. We're going to do some breath work to counts of 4, so just follow along. Inhale to a count of 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Out. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. In. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Out. 2, 3, 4. hold, 2, 3, 4, release. Again, just notice. Has your heartbeat slowed down? Do you feel more at peace? So again, life comes at us in a variety of different ways. We see it, we read it. It comes at us through all the social media that we get. It comes in our ears, through the TV, through conversations. It comes at us in a variety of different ways. And I will suggest that we need to pay attention to the amount of that kind of energy that we allow into ourselves and allow us to hit us. We can't necessarily see a sound wave, but obviously we hear it. We can't necessarily see the light wave, but we see. So the energy that comes through us in media, there's a lot of negative media out there right now. You need to pay attention to how much you let into your life and how much you let into your body. And the graph behind us shows there's a direct correlation to the amount of silence and mental health. So as you are able to truly start to be more intentional with the way in which you live and allow those moments of silence going to the breath, I think we'll all be a little healthier and happier. All right, here we go again. But this time, I'm going to take you through a guided meditation. So feet on the floor, hands on your knees, eyes gently closed or gazing at the floor, tall spine. I want you to imagine you're in a car. You're in the driver's seat. You're driving. It's incredibly traffic. You're bumper-to-bumper traffic. You're speeding up to 50. You're hitting the brakes to 5. You're speeding up to 50 and hitting the brakes to 5. You hear sirens in the background. You hear horns around you. You realize your radio is blaring. You're in this situation that you really are not very comfortable in. And off to your right, you see an exit. You want to get off the road. This is too much for you. And so we safely navigate ourselves down that ramp. And we're able to slowly move our way up to a stop sign, and there's no one around. So we sit there and realize we've been gripping the wheel. We soften our grip. We realize that radio is blaring and talking at us, and we reach for that radio and we turn off that radio. And at that moment, we look out the windshield and we see blue sky and the clouds dancing for the first time. We actually take a moment and roll down that window, and you hear the birds outside. And you realize, you look around, you're in this really beautiful, quiet little neighborhood. You take your foot off the brake, and you gently press on the gas, and you say to yourself, I'm only going to go at the speed limit or slower now. Rarely do we do that. As you drive down the road, coming at your left is someone's pushing a baby carriage, and on the right side of the sidewalk is somebody jogging. It's just this beautiful, quiet afternoon. You've taken that breath and you've allowed your body to soften. And you look in your rearview mirror, though, and you see a car coming behind you, and you feel that notion in your stomach, the urge to speed up because we're competitive. But you take that breath and you think, no, I'm just going to stay the course. As you look behind you again in that rearview mirror, though, you see this car. It is really speeding up, and as it comes up past you, it is starting to swerve, and it swerves around you, and you think, what a jerk. And then you take that breath and you think, may you be well. May you be safe. Let's open our eyes. So driving is stressful. I have sold my car, and I occasionally have to get behind the wheel of a car, and the contrast to me is so great anymore that I find myself gripping that wheel and realizing that those of you that have to commute to work on a daily basis, it's a lot. And so for you to be more mindful and turning off the radio and trying to bring those moments of silence, and maybe instead of thinking you're a jerk or flipping somebody off, we give them a break. And you think, may you be well. May you be happy. May you be safe. So this mindfulness thing is a big deal. More and more of it is happening around us. And more people are doing research on it. But I want you to do one more thing. We're going to do one more sensory exercise. And I want you just to look around you and to look for shadows. Shadows are everywhere, but sometimes we have to search them out. All right, let's close our eyes one more time. Sitting tall on that spine, hands on the knees, feet on the ground. Tall spine. And feel your feet on the ground. Feel the weight of the foot. Notice the curve of the knee. Feel the weight of the hand on the leg. Feel the glutes against the seat. Feel the strength of the spine. Draw your awareness to the tip of your nose. Just notice you're being breathed. You're not asking for it. Slip in a moment of gratitude for that gift of life, prana, chi, Holy Spirit, whatever it is that you call it. Take a moment. And I want you to notice, what are you hearing? What are the sounds around us? What are you smelling? I want you to imagine that you're sitting at a table by yourself, a beautifully prepared dinner table. And as you take that first bite of food, you start to truly taste that, whatever it is that's in front of you. And you put the silverware down. And you imagine in your mind's eye what that food looked like when it was in the field. You imagine the hands that it took to harvest that food, the hands that it took to prepare the food, the hands that it took to serve the food. You allow yourself just to be grateful in that moment. Gently open your eyes. So this crazy thing called life, it's a noun, but living's a verb. And I want you this time to be a human doer. You can't just think about it. You just can't read about it. You have to do. You have to do this practice of mindfulness in order for it to reap the benefits. I hope you were able to find something that resonated with you so that you can walk your talk. Thank you.